Just off the coast of the Portland-Falmouth border in southern Maine's Casco Bay is a tiny 100-acre island known as Mackworth Island. It's accessible via bridge, by foot or car, but parking is very limited. A trail hugs the perimeter of the island, offering views of Portland, Falmouth, and the islands of Casco Bay. In the interior of the island is the Governor Baxter School for the Deaf. The school is private, but the trail is open to all visitors. I can see faces, I can see places to park. We're gonna find a spot, buddy, don't you worry. We're not gonna have to turn around. We came here to hike and we're gonna hike this island.
Single space?
Single space, just for us.
It was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Mackworth Island is our destiny. Laura, you look so happy. Today is so sunny. This is the remains of a thicket of, I think it's called Japanese knotwood. It's an invasive species. It's all over here in southern Maine, and it's pretty bad on this island. They cut it down every year, but it grows back. It is tenacious. We just got some great news here today. What just happened?
We have a new niece.
It's a baby. I don't know if you can see that. There's a little bit glare. There's a cute little baby.
Glenn and Helen had their baby, and she's beautiful. Anna Catherine.
Congratulations, Glenn and Helen, on your new baby.
We love you guys. We're so happy.
Is it Anne or Anna?
Anna.
Well, we got a pupper.
Hey, pupper.
Doggo.
Hey, Pooch.
Hey, buddy.
Doing his thing. Good dog.
Totally
Babe,
ignored it.
I'm so happy.
Spring has sprung on Mackworth Island.
And a new baby.
Good mix of hardwoods and conifers here.
That's a good shot.
You see a good shot, Liz? Hold your hand up.
Oh.
The clouds are moving fast. We just came across a very interesting situation. It's like a car crash in the woods. So this tree sheared off at the top. It fell and landed in what appears to have been a pre-existing fork in this tree. So it split the fork, and then half the tree ended up wedged in a distant tree up there. It all seems very unlikely, and it creates some weird lines, but the proof is in the pudding. On the southwest side of the island is a granite pier built during the Civil War for use by the Union Army when Mackworth Island was known as Camp Barry.
It's aggressive. It's not my style.
Mackworth Island has no shortage of places to sit and look at the view.
You sound like you're making one of those I've seen in Maine videos.
Brought to you by the Maine Department of Tourism. Visit Maine. Maine, open for business. Maine, the way life should be. Mackworth has many small private beaches like this. There's no guarantee it'll be private, but the limited parking keeps the number of visitors here really low.
The color of the water, like the sky reflecting in the water, is very interesting. My art professor was saying that the color aquamarine is like a very handy color to have for outdoor painting, and I definitely see that right now. There's a ton of tones of aquamarine going on.
You know, this was once a mountaintop.
No.
And that was all valleys down there. The glaciers carved the Calendar Islands, and then when the sea levels rose, the ocean came to fill all the valleys, and the only things that poked out above the water were the mountaintops that were once here. And now they're the mini little islands that fill the Casco Bay. We're approaching one of the most bizarre sections of Mackworth Island, the pet cemetery. But not just any pets. These are Governor Baxter's personal animals. Surrounded by this stone wall is the monument to Governor Baxter's dogs and horses. It's a pretty nice place to end up if you're a horse or a dog.
Nice breeze.
Governor Baxter did right by these animals. This looks like a commercial for some prescription drug.
You mean springtime?
Well, it could be like an allergy drug commercial or even like a Viagra commercial.
Viagra?
Yeah, people are always like, come on, buddy.
I love my family.
Ever since I first came here, I've associated this island with like magic and elves and dwarves and like Lord of the Rings stuff, and it's kind of an odd association. I don't fully understand it, but I think it has to do partly with this part of the island, which is a strange thing that I'd never seen anywhere else before, but which is not entirely uncommon, I understand, in Maine. It's a fairy village. It's full of tiny houses that children make to house the fairies, because fairies, for all their powers, are apparently incapable of building their own dwelling structures. So the rules are you have to use all natural materials, you can't take them from somebody else's fairy village. So this is a different take on the fairy house. This is a fairy tree house, apparently. That's pretty impressive. What made this especially strange the first time I stumbled upon it was that I had left the trail and was just wandering through the woods. Since it's a small island, you can't get lost. And I came upon this from the backside without a sign to alert me to what it was. So all of a sudden I started noticing these sticks leaned up against the trees, and I thought, well, that's very strange. And then there were hundreds of them all around, and I was in this area where there was nothing but fairy houses. And it was definitely a little eerie and mysterious, and felt very magical. Some of the fairy houses are so large, it's really hard to imagine a fairy living in them. Maybe a gnome. Or a largish gnome could live there.
Oh man, look at that sky. Now that is a spring day in Maine. You got us a Diet Coke to share.
The classic fish and chips with tartar sauce.
We need ketchup.
Ketchup. Oh, he didn't do ketchup.
You can get it.
I get to go get the ketchup from inside. That's a great honor. So I didn't realize at least one of these is sticky. This is a cool little thing. I actually made this out of paracord. I just wrapped it and braided it around a bottle of hand sanitizer, which then we refill a lot. This is when we went to Mexico for a honeymoon. Attached it with a carabiner, and you can take it everywhere. In Mexico, people thought it was really cool. They were like, "Oh, that's awesome! Where'd you get that? Can you make me one? I'll give you $100." And I was like, "No way, man! You know how long this took? It took a long time. I did that by hand." Where's the ketchup? I need some ketchup. Do you guys have any ketchup? I have French fries, but I I need ketchup.
How was your fried haddock sandwich?
It was good. It's got a different kind of batter to it. It's clean, I would say.
Very clean. I have an entire piece of haddock to enjoy later. And fries.
Unless I eat it.
Unless Troy's... You're gonna eat my haddock?
Only if you don't.
That's fair.